Hi classmates, this is Ed Carr, and I'm going to talk to you about a project that we're working on connected to our upcoming reunion, and the success of this project depends totally, completely, absolutely, and entirely on your participation. We're looking to make a class song list of our favorite 100 songs and a list of our top 10 picked from the favorite 100. Why would we want to pick our songs? To begin with, as you probably notice every day, every other day, several times a week, whatever it is for you, music was a big part of our school years because you hear a song and it reminds you of a school thing. Or you're trying to remember something happens and it connects to a song. Nearly every time there's a song involved. Secondly, the quality and quantity of great songs during our school years was off the chart incredible. We were there at the right time for an awesome bunch of songs. You probably notice every day, every week, or whenever you tune in to the radio that our songs are still on the air every day. We did good in terms of having access to really great music while we were in high school. We'll be the first Goldsboro High School class with a favorite song list. Maybe the only, maybe the last, but we'll have one. And we'll use the list as a guide for music at our reunion. We will ask the DJ to play some of these songs. At the very least, we will ask him to work the top 10 into his playlist. What about the prize? Yes, there's a prize, folks. It's an incentive, it's an encouragement, and frankly, it's a reward. Every classmate is encouraged, begged, cajoled, wheedled, coaxed, badgered, and persuaded to submit a list of their favorite 100 songs and their top 10 songs. We'll use the list to make the official Class of 1964 Favorite 100 Songs list and the top 10 songs list. The classmates list that best matches the final top 10 list will win $45, which coincidentally is the value of our banquet on Saturday evening, October the 4th. In case of a tie, the contender with the earliest email or postmark on their list will break the tie. What's a contender? That's somebody that's in contention. And if 2 people are vying for it or 3 are vying for it, they're contenders. The winner will be announced at the reunion banquet. If the winner is not in attendance, we'll mail the money. You'll get it. Promise. But wait, there's more. Most of the songs from our era are on video. By the end of 2014, we will find legal video copies and post the song videos and our favorite song lists, the 2 lists, online for you to enjoy. But we need to make the song list first so that we will know which videos to find and upload. Here's the bottom line on that. With the exception of 6 songs, it appears that all 581 songs that are on our list are already on YouTube. The key is to get them consolidated. Now, we don't have to move the songs to consolidate them. All we have to do is list the songs linked to their URL, which is the thing on the internet that helps you get to something. So it's kind of like you will punch the button that has the name of the song on it, and internet magic will take you to that song on YouTube. YouTube polices, and the Recording Association and Writers Association police YouTube. So if there's a song on there that shouldn't be, they take it off. So we don't have a liability issue as far as, that's why it says we'll find legal videos. We're not going to go out and buy a bunch of bootleg videos. We will find the legal stuff. So you don't need to worry if we're breaking the law. We don't intend to. I come from a law enforcement background. We don't do that. From this point on, this video is a summary of the instructions and song list that literally, you'll see the list, that we mailed and emailed to everyone in the GHS class of 1964. Yes, there's a fair amount of overkill going on here. It's been mailed, it's been emailed, it's now being posted with this video on the internet, so it's out there, folks. You shouldn't have any trouble getting your hands on it. I think I said earlier, well I didn't, but I will. The document is 6 pages long. It's a cover page that is 2/3 in information and instruction and 1/3 the beginning of the song list. As I said, there are 581 songs. You're going to want to pick a favorite 100, which means you're going to pick approximately 1 out of every 6 songs. So you've got a lot of fertile territory to hunt there in terms of finding 100 out of 581. Then, from that 100, you're going to select your top 10, which is 1 out of 10. So it continues to be very fertile ground. The hard part is narrowing it down. Frankly, there are about 581 songs here that can make the list. So that's the tough part. Here we go. First page. There you're seeing it. You've probably already seen it because you got the mail that told you where to find this. Anyway, it's titled the GHS Class of 1964 Songs We Heard in High School. Pick your favorite songs from the list of 581 songs. This is a big old list. It is a big list of songs. And on the first page of the list, the first thing you see is, then pick your top 10 from your favorite 100 and win the prize. How to win the prize? You got to send. This says no ticket, no laundry, folks. You got to send us a list in order to be eligible to win. Otherwise, we won't have you in the pool. Essentially, you pick your top favorite 100 and you pick your top 10. You email or U.S. mail that back to me. Those entries will be tallied to create 2 lists. One will have 100 songs on it, the other will have 10. Then the classmates list that best matches the top 10 compiled from everybody's top 10 will win $45. As I said, it's the value of our October the 4th reunion dinner event. In case of a tie, the contender with the earliest email or postmark will break the tie. There'll be a winner. If the winner is present at the reunion when this is announced, we will present the prize right then. If the winner is not present, because this isn't limited to people in the room, we will send you your money. We will declare you a winner that night, we will notify you, and we will send you your money. Instructions. The instructions are not complicated. Doing some of them is a little more complicated. But the instructions say we've got 581 songs from our school years, numbered 1 to 581. The numbers matter. And a chart page. That's page 6. That's where you're going to enter your 100 favorite songs and then your top 10. And the numbers 1 to 581 are ID numbers. That's how you list your songs. You don't write 100 song names, you write 100 numbers. Pick your favorite songs. Enter their numbers in a box on page 6. From those songs, pick your top 10. Enter those on the 10 lines numbered 1 to 10 on page 6. Put your contact information, name, phone number, and email, and mail it or email it back to me. That's all that page 6 tells you to do. That's it. So it's the work between here and there. There's a deadline again. The deadline to return your picks is August 29th. Everyone, we got a couple of copies of the list. I know I'm repeating, but I want to make sure that everybody's clear. The winner will be announced October 4th. Winner doesn't have to be in attendance. Okay, at the bottom of this page, you see the beginning of the songs. You will notice the yellow highlighted thing. There's the hash mark or the number mark or the pound mark, whatever you want to call it. But it's there, and that's where the numbers are. 29 on this list, the last one on the right-hand column, I Want You, I Need You, I Love You by Elvis Presley. There's some good stuff here. There are 3 other Elvis over there on that side too. I believe Heartbreak Hotel, Don't Be Cruel, and Hound Dog. Que Sera Sera, Doris Day. It's good stuff, by the way. All the way through it's good stuff. Next page is page 2. And what is page 2? Page 2 is a whole lot of songs. And if you look at the upper column on the right side, at the tippy top, top songs of 1958 and 59. There's another Elvis song, Son of a Gun. Actually, one of my favorite 3 Elvis songs. So you've got some fertile territory to pick from. Go to the next page and you will see 1960 starting over in the middle of the left-hand, well, a little above the middle left-hand column. The Theme from Summer Place is the first song. Now, if you look just above that, you will see a Goldsboro song. The Frederick Brothers. I'd give anything in the world. Just above it, Tony Bennett, I Left My Heart. Above 3 above that, Misty, Johnny Mathis. It's good stuff here, folks. Shout. It's good. These all were Billboard hits. Kind of a little below midway on the other side, you will see 1961 starts. This Magic Moment by the Drifters just above it, and Tossing and Turning by Bobby Lewis just below it. Good stuff, good stuff. Go to the next page. We continue to see good songs. What you'll also see is that way down on the list, you will see 1962 begins. Run to Him, Bobby V is above the cut there, and Stranger on the Shore by Acker Bilk is below. Can't Stop You, Ray Charles, Roses are Red, Bobby Vinton, Johnny Angel, Shelley Fabre, Soldier Boy, the Shirelles. Anyway, And then across from that, you will see that we get to the year 1963. Got a couple of Gene Pitneys, and actually those were requested. But they were on the charts, so it's no big deal. Tell Him the Exciters and Sugar Shack, Surfing USA, Into the World, With Them in the Rain, He's So Fine, Blue Velvet. Good stuff. Those are the lists. And then finally, at long last, we get to page 5. What you're going to see is 1963 goes a long time, and well, let me point one thing out. Go down to about the 5th song on page 5 on the left column. You see Moon River. That song's on here 3 times. Henry Mancini wrote it and recorded it, and it was a Billboard hit. Jerry Butler recorded it, and it was a Billboard hit. And Andy Williams recorded it, and it became his Andy Williams Show theme song. So it was quite a hit for him. Over on the right column, you will see that 1964 starts just below the song The Little Town Flirt by Del Shannon. I think he has 3 songs on it. And then you see a couple of Beatles songs, a Louis Armstrong, a Beach Boys, a Mary Wells, Barbra Streisand, and he goes on and on and on. Anyway, this one little short column here, this one side of the page, except for one song, Del Shannon just above it. That's all of the 1964 we enjoyed. 1964 as school years lasted 5 months and 1 week for us because we graduated the first week in June. So when you remember My Girl, boom, 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 you will remember something that happened after you graduated from high school, as did all the Supreme hits and a lot of other stuff. Anyway, that's the song list. You see every one of them's got a number. The number is, oh, by the way, go to the other left side again. Go down about 10 songs. You'll see 455 and 456. 2 more Goldsboro songs. Never made the chart, but they surely made this list. Spectacular. So what are we going to do? You're going to pick your favorite song. First of all, you're going to return this to me by the 29th of August. You're going to pick your favorite 100 songs. You're going to put them in these boxes. There truly are 100 boxes there. I don't know if it looks like 100, but it is. And then you're going to put your top 10 on those 10 lines. Top 10 would logically come from your 100. Otherwise, they're not really your favorite 100 if your top 10 are not in it. And so it's going to look like this, except it'll be completely filled out. So you fill up the box. What's in this box is about 44. I just put enough in here to be representative. And then I picked 10 from that 44 to do the top 10. But this is not real on the left side, but that's representative of what you will do. We'll do the real in just a second. Then you go down to the little box that's highlighted in yellow, and you put your name, your phone, and your email, so that if I have a question about, I can't read one of your numbers or something, I will contact you, and we will make sure that your picks are fairly represented. And you're going to mail it to me, or you're going to email it to me. If you mail it, you use the Rock Service Station Road. It's the last house in Raleigh, by the way. If you miss it, you turn around in Johnson County. And the email. I've had that email address since 1998. No numbers in my email address. If you have questions or problems, you call me, that's my home phone number, or email me at that same email address, and we will figure it out. So what we want to do is move on to selecting songs and entering those selections on page 6. And we go right back to a chart page. I went to page 5, and there's a reason I went to page 5. Page 5 is easy. What makes page 5 easy? What makes 5 easy is nearly everybody that reads this, that hears this, and that picks these songs will remember nearly every song on page 5. So we don't have much of a learning curve there in terms of the songs. And so I went through and marked good songs. Now I could have marked this many other good songs, so don't assume for 1 minute I picked all the good songs here. I did not pick all the good songs, but I marked some songs. Coincidentally, the number of songs I had marked was 20 and 20, 20 in each column. Now that truly was a coincidence, but I didn't worry about it. But I know I need to go lower because what I'd said was I'm going to pick 14 songs, and from that I'm going to pick 10. So I went back with a different color, purple this time. And I marked again. And after this series of markings, my numbers came out 11 on the left and 9 on the right. No big deal. Still more than 14 though. But it tells me, but now it's easy math to know how many more I need to cut it down. And I decided, well, let's even it up because it didn't matter here and I could do it that way. So I cut 4 more off the left and 2 off the right with green. And that gave me 7 plus 7, and that's my 14. Now is when I will tell you I diverged. I went a different way, and I would show you what I mean when I say I diverged and went a different way. I've got 14 songs, and I have to enter them on page 6. Now what I did here was, on the left side of the page, I circled the numbers because those are my songs that I'm moving forward. On the right side, I marked the original red mark with a circle. There's a chance that when you start marking on the numbers, you will deface a number to the point that you read it wrong. But you can go the way you want to. Now, you can kind of do the math. We'll go to the first one up at the top of the right-hand side. 447 is War Like a Man. 449 is Let the Love Light Shine. You know 448 is between those two, even if you deface it. But it's maybe quicker for some people. Some people just might like it better if they don't mark on the number. So if you look across from there on the other side, number 516 and number 518, I marked the red hash, which was the first series of lines put on the page. Do it the way you want to. But that's the 2 ways I view it. You may have a revolutionary new way to do it. If I do this thing on the computer and not on paper, I highlight my songs. The problem is you have to keep changing the color of your highlight if you do that, because you go from a bunch of green songs to part of those becoming yellow to part of those becoming pink, and you just got your hands full. But do what works best for you. Now you have a choice. You can go ahead to page 6 and put those circled items, the 14 of them, you can go ahead and put those in the chart for the page, and you can do yours whenever you. Now, in your case, you got to end up with 100 of them. I decided on one page I would end up with 14. I could have decided I would end up with 20. Whatever it is, I had decided. You don't have to decide what you're going to put on a page. You just keep working through this. Now, I will tell you. For some of you, it'll work easier on the computer. For some of you, it'll work easier to have 5 loose pages. And what you do is you keep track as you continue to correct, and you count as you continue to correct. Correct isn't the right word. As you continue to whittle the number down, as you winnow it down, you will, because your goal with the original big numbers, big being the whole pile of 581, is to get down to 100. And so you will keep winnowing it down until you get to 100, which means you have to have circled originally or highlighted or identified a minimum of 100, and then you work from there, get it to 100. For most of you, you'll probably pick 150 or thereabout. Anyway, we've got our 14 songs. Now what I do is I go to the right side of the name of each song and I draw a highlight, a yellow box, because starting with the number 1, I am going to put a number in 10 of those boxes, and it's going to be my top 10. And so here they are. Now what I did with the ones, and I went with a different marker, different color, but what I did is I put a mark in every box. If the mark has a dash in it, it means I didn't use that song. But you will see when I finish doing this, number 457, Do You Love Me, was my first song. Number 470, Surfer Girl, was my second song. Number 448, Since I Fell For You, was my third song. 526, Under the Boardwalk, my fourth song. 518, I Get Around, my fifth. 516, She Loves You, my sixth. 539, Shoot Shoot, my seventh. 476, Hello Stranger, my eighth. 555, The Way You Do the Things You Do, my ninth. And 559, What Kind of Fool by the Thames, my 10th. So that's how I do it. And I encourage you to do it the way that it works best for you. Anyway, so what do? I've got this stuff. Remember this page? Page 6, we talked about it. You are going to go to that page whenever it works best for you. And the first thing you're going to do with that page is you're going to put the numbers in it for the highlighted songs in the 100 boxes. And you will fill all the boxes up. Having done that, you will select, and this is how I did it, I just didn't put them on this page. Having done that, you will then select your top 10 from the ones that are over in the 100 boxes, and you will put those numbers on the page. Now, you already know what they are because you already saw the page. So I mean, and what I'm doing is giving you as best I can an understanding of how the number is a song in this case, and how 457 really is Do You Love Me by the Contours, and how 470 really is Surfer Girl by the Beach Boys. That's the connection here. And just to let you peek behind the curtain for a second, I will tell you what happens to this next. You're going to send it to me. That's the instructions on the bottom of the page. Actually, the instructions on the top of the page too. But you're going to send it to me. But before you send it to me, you're going to put your name on it, your phone number, and your email address. Your contact information, name, phone, email. Then email it or US mail it to me. Contact me with any questions or problems. You may have a question. You may say, you know, this doesn't make sense for me. I'm not sure what he's asking for. You may say, this song is messed up. This is not the correct title or the correct or whatever. But whatever it is, contact me. You can call me. You can email me. Meanwhile, let's summarize. You're going to look over the list of 581 songs. You're going to pick your favorite 100. You're going to put the numbers for those songs on page 6. You're going to pick your top 10 songs from your favorites 100 songs. Now, don't assume that I'm assuming that you're going to do that on page 6. You're going to do it in the guts of the song list. That's where you pick songs, because that's where the names are. You're going to put the numbers of your top 10 on the 10 numbered lines on page 6 sequentially. Your number 1 song goes on the first line, for example. Then you're going to put your name, phone, and email information on page 6. Then you're going to return your completed page 6 to me. If you have questions or concerns, you're going to contact me. If I see something that I need clarification on, I'm going to contact you. And all of that depends on page 6. But finally, there's one other thing. You notice that this presentation opened with a collage of the school. That artwork is a variation of a piece that was done for the 30th reunion of the class of 1969. The artist, who I happen to know, changed the date to 64 for me to use it a DVD in 2012. Some of you have the DVD, others of you have seen it. It's the DVD that I made for Ed Cox. The artist is happy to modify this piece, this art, to acknowledge our 50th anniversary. So let me know if you may be interested. Now, what you saw in the beginning had the logo. We are thinking and talking about an attractive way to use the logo. So anyway, that's the deal. If you've got questions or concerns, you contact me. If I need to clarify something, I will contact you. Anyway, I wish you the best. It's a pleasure to work on this project with you. Frankly, I love this kind of stuff. I wish I had done it for a living when I was employed, because it's way more fun than most of what I did. So y'all take care. Best wishes. I hope to see a bunch of you in Goldsboro on the 3rd and 4th of October. Meanwhile, if you can't be there, do this piece, send it in, be part of the result, and I guarantee you will be a contender for the prize, and your input will help shape the 2 lists, the 100 favorites and the top 10. Best wishes. Thanks.